What's going on, guys? It's Aiden back again with another video, and today's video is going to be about how a spoiled rich kid tried to steal my friend's laptop because his mom was rich. And I don't know if it's just me, but if your mom's a billionaire, then shouldn't she just buy him a laptop? But I digress. And also comment where you're seeing this video and give me suggestions in the comments for future videos. Let's get right into it. So my boy Jackson told me a story another day, and I swear it sounded like something out of a bad Netflix comedy. He's chilling in the college library doing what he does best, pretending to study. Jackson is one of those kids that only cheats, man. When people talk about things like ChatGPT or other cheating apps, his face lights up. But today was the day he actually wanted to start studying and get his grades up. But now he was in the library with two of his friends, and so they were goofing off and not really studying, playing games on the computer or whatever. And let's be real, even if you're in high school, if you get paired up with your friends in an assignment or something, you know that there's no work getting done that day. And he has his MacBook out. His headphones are plugged in. He's just watching YouTube videos right now. Then walks in this dude. And when I say dude, I mean the most obviously spoiled rich kid you can imagine. Ralph Lauren polo, fresh designer sneakers, gold chain, no backpack, no book, no laptop, just vibes in a trust fund. And he looked like he walked into the library on accident, like he was actually looking for valet parking. And Jackson, he doesn't really think much of the kid because there were so many people that looked like that in his college. He was at a more expensive college with a full ride. And I'm talking about the kids here were really, really rich. So seeing stuck up kids like that was nothing new to him. It was normal, Jackson thought he was going to sit down somewhere and start studying, but he was wrong. The spoiled rich kid, I'm going to give him a name, Richard. Just because Richard sounds like the type of name a rich person would give their kid. But Richard walks right over, sits across from my friend and says, "Nice laptop," you know. And at first, Jackson thought it was kind of weird because there's about 100 other people in the library with the same exact laptop as him. So Jackson, just trying to get Richard away from him, says, "Thank you, bro. I appreciate it." And then, but Richard, he goes, "Yeah, I'll take that." And I'm just, and this is coming from a third person POV. What are you talking about? You'll take this? Uh, no, you can't. Obviously, you can't do that. So, Richard actually tried to claim the laptop, and I don't know how he thought that would work. But obviously, my friend laughs, because like, what do you mean you're gonna take my laptop? Ha ha, funny joke. That's not really actually funny. But the kid is serious. Richard is serious. He says, "My laptop is broken. My parents are sending me a new one. And until then, I'll just use yours. And I'll throw $200 in for the inconvenience." And it's just like $200. Come on, bro. Like your outfit costs more than $1,000, and you're willing to throw me a little $200. Come on, man. And also a MacBook that my friend had cost like $1,000. What was he gonna do with that $200? Was he gonna buy gas money? Sir, because he for surely cannot buy a new laptop. He really thought money meant he could borrow someone else's entire laptop. Now, I could understand if the he was willing to throw, I don't know, $1,000, maybe 2,000, then I would understand. I would most definitely understand that. But and remember how Jackson said he loved his laptop? Everything correlated to Jackson was in that laptop, and Richard thought that he could just buy it. And Jackson's friends that are in the library with him, they're just sitting right now because they're so appalled at the random who would just come up to Jackson and start making demands like that. But Richard, he doesn't quit. Now Jackson doesn't see Richard. Now let me tell you, Jackson, he does not see Richard as a threat, and he told his friends that he would go to the restroom because he had to go. He had to use the restroom. He told his friends to watch the laptop in case Richard would steal it. So he went to the bathroom and he went to use the restroom. I'm sorry that this isn't the most intense part of the story, but Jackson, he comes back, and that face when your friends make when they're not enjoying the presence of someone. I know y'all know what I'm talking about too. It's like a sad type of look, but instead of sad, they just look pissed off. But as Jackson is walking back, he sees Richard has his laptop in his arm and his friend is holding Richard. Now, I didn't tell y'all before about Richard's build, but just think of a Kevin Hart that's white with no muscle. That right there is Richard. Alright, a skinny, short, white kid. That's Rich, you know. And his friend, he only has to use one hand to hold him back because Jackson's friend, he plays football and he's a running back. So just imagine a 5'11" guy with huge arms, huge muscles, holding a scrawny little rich white kid. Now, Jackson comes back, he's sitting right in front of Richard, and he sees Richard bear hugging his laptop with the friend holding him, obviously. And the kid and Richard, he starts yelling frantically, "It's mine! It's mine! It's mine!" And since the library is everyone quiet, their situation starts to catch the eyes of many people. And here's what gets even funnier. Everyone in the library starts looking around at Richard screaming. The librarian overhears Richard yelling crazy and yells across the room, "What's going on back there?" Like the librarian didn't even want to even get up. It was pretty I know it doesn't sound as funny right now, but he said that my friend Jackson said that it was hilarious when the librarian said that. But obviously she's trying to figure out while someone is yelling in the library. Then Richard points at Jackson's laptop and says, "He's stealing my laptop. He's stealing my laptop." And when when he says this, my friend says the situation looked crazy because just imagine two tall black kids holding a little scrawny white boy with a MacBook in his hand that's screaming, "The laptop's mine, the laptop's mine." Now, if you just walked in on that situation, who would you think is in the wrong? Obviously, the black kid that's holding the scrawny white guy's arm, trying not to let him go. But but Jackson's headphones were still plugged into the laptop, and everyone had literally seen him using it 5 minutes earlier. So he just holds up the dangling headphones and goes, "If it's yours, why are my headphones still in it?" And at this point, I knew Richard was just embarrassed. I knew that he just wanted to leave the premises, go about his day. Because there's quite literally no point in staying in any longer because Jackson just proved his case. In the whole library, they just started laughing. You know, my friend Jackson said it was something out of a sitcom, the way people are laughing. And the librarian isn't buying Richard's story either. And now Richard is red in the face, and he doesn't throw down my friend's laptop, but he puts down my friend's laptop, starts spewing words at him, and now he's scrambling to escape like a little rat. And he storms towards the exit, and we can see that he is trying to have a dramatic exit. You know what I'm saying? He's just seeking the attention. But he didn't realize one thing. You know those like slow automatic doors that are in like libraries? Yeah, he tried to have like a dramatic moment with those. So the villain getaway turned into him just standing there, mashing the push bar like a madman while the doors lazily slid open at snail speed. And everyone is recording Richard as he's leaving, and people are giggling. Alright, they are laughing at him. And as much of a bad person as Richard is, you gotta feel for him at some point, man. He got embarrassed in front of a lot of people. He tried to steal someone's laptop without them noticing, you know. And when he tried to escape, he ended up getting even more embarrassed. So Jackson, my friend, he just sits back like nothing happened, man. You know, he sips his coffee, plugs his headphones back into his laptop, and says, "Man, people are weird," as he's loading up another YouTube video. And meanwhile, the rich kid became a meme on campus. But even though he had a meme, no one had ever saw him again, Jackson said. Like, it was like he Thanos snapped into the abyss. No one ever saw him after that. And, you know, that's how my friend got his laptop stolen by an entire college kid. If you like the video, please subscribe and turn on post notifications for more. And, you know, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.